Welcome to episode 6 of As the Curl Turns, Backroom Basics, because we are here in the back room of our salon. I'm giving you a little bit of a different angle today. It's the mop. I would love to start off this episode by adding a little note, piggybacking onto our last episode about using diffusers. Our very, very loyal watcher, Tanya, sent me a note and said that when she uses her diffuser with her blow dryer at home, she actually cannot use it on high heat because one diffuser melted because it was too hot. So she actually uses her diffuser on medium heat. So please make note, all you diffuser users out there, that you don't necessarily have to use it on high depending on your diffuser. You can also use it on medium heat and it can be just as effective, and no melted diffuser. Thanks, Tanya. So today we're going to be talking about fine hair. This is Kira Frost. My name is Erin Lopez. Fine hair. We're busting some myths.
Yes.
First myth. I've heard this from some of my clients. I know Kira's heard this from some of hers.
So
it's
many.
One of our favorites. You can't layer fine hair. How many of y'all have heard that?
Tons of times.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. If your stylist, that's not us, told you that they can't layer fine hair or fine hair shouldn't be layered, it's because they don't know how to layer it.
They're scared.
Right. So, I mean, really, maybe it's a little better that they said that you can't layer fine hair, because then they may have really done some kind of lawnmower job on you.
Might be doing you a favor.
Right. But the reality is that you absolutely can layer fine hair.
Yes.
Fine hair most of the time actually needs a little bit of layering because all that hair underneath needs to be released.
Right.
So the reason that people are afraid to layer fine hair is because you're taking away weight. And when you have fine hair, you don't have as much hair to play with as people with thicker hair. So a lot of stylists feel like the more hair you have, the better if your hair is fine. But we didn't talk about fine versus thin.
We did. No. No!
I
No! It's okay. We'll go back.
What was I saying? Layering fine hair. Talking about layering fine hair. As you can see, we are an off-the-cuff kind of group.
Video 6.
That's right, video 6. It's very real, people, today.
Oh, yes.
Layering fine hair. So you take away weight, and then people feel like it's going to be too stringy or too thin.
Right.
But in reality, if you don't take away a little bit of weight, all you're going to get is fine hair that sticks straight to your head. And then,
Curtain.
You have a curtain, or you have flaps, or you have dog ears, and it actually looks worse.
Yeah.
So if you take away even a little bit of weight, release it at the ends, or if you use the Rusk method like we use, you can actually layer as much as you want because the weight is distributed evenly.
Right.
Thank you, Rusk. Then you can go in and layer more aggressively. But some of that weight has to be taken away in order for the rest of the hair to be able to breathe a little bit.
Right.
And when hair is able to breathe,
You get that beautiful movement.
it's bigger. And who doesn't like big hair?
Everyone loves big hair.
I do. How do you get it?
How do we get big hair? We use product. Ladies and gentlemen.
We texturize.
We use product and we texturize. I'll touch on texturizing first before I get into product. Texturizing, so many people think that you can't texturize thin hair because it's too fine, you're going to ruin the integrity of it, it's going to be frizzy, and there's a right way and a wrong way. The right way would be to use precision texturizing scissors that have more of that chunkier effect than that thinning feel in traditional thinning scissors. And never ever take a razor to fine hair. Ever, ever, ever,
Oh my
ever.
gosh.
Please, just don't ever do that.
Worst.
I had a situation. I have a dear, dear friend of mine. She lives out of the area. We're discussing this amazing haircut she wants. And of course I'm jealous. I totally want to do the haircut. I cannot. So I'm telling her some tips. And number one is please don't ever let them use a razor on you because she has beautiful fine hair. And I imagine her going into this chop shop, which was not her experience. She has...
Oh, it's adorable.
Oh my God,
It's super
the cutest
cute.
haircut. I
It's
couldn't have
super
done
cute.
better myself. She had a great experience, but I was so worried that I had to make sure to tell her, please run screaming from the building if they pull out a razor. And they did not. So But texturizing scissors, will give that chunky texture to the ends, which is what you really need to create that optical illusion that you have more.
Without the razor effect of literally like cutting the hair shaft in half and leaving all of this like cuticle exposed.
Right.
And then it's like, I can't even, it's just ruined.
Yeah.
It's just all wispy and fly away.
Not to say, sometimes razors can be a godsend in some haircuts.
No, that's
on
true.
certain textures.
Yeah.
We're not knocking razors completely.
No.
Just not on fine hair. So.
Right.
I'll get off my soapbox. Thank you. Products.
You know how we feel about using product. We love it. Can't get, this kind of action without something. You all know my love of hairspray. I think it can be used on any occasion. Just saying. However, for our purposes today, we have two total faves.
Mm-hmm.
Root lifter and some kind of mousse. Fine hair is very prone to becoming flat very easily if you use the wrong kind of product. Anything that is like a gel or a paste might be too heavy. So a lot of times people will say, I don't want to use product. I don't want it to weigh my hair down.
Right.
We understand that. If your product is weighing your hair down, it's the wrong product. So we recommend a root lifter and a mousse for the midshaft and ends. Mm-hmm. Our favorite, of course, is Phyto Volume Active. We'll show you it backwards. Phyto Volume Active. This is the one that's made out of seashells. That's Phyto Volume Active by Phyto. Spray it on the root only. Oh, thank you for calling Eagle Mechanics. How may I direct your call? You're going to spray it right here, just on the crown area. You don't need to spray it everywhere else because that plus the mousse may weigh your hair down. So you're going to spray it just right here.
See those roots?
Yes. Let's talk about some roots for a second.
Ooh, nice. Natural hair color.
Yeah, but this isn't your natural? It's amazing. So this is where you want the lift in most volume styling. Spray your root lifter right here. And then
you're going to apply your mousse.
That's Rusk Mousse by Rusk.
Mousse.
Very lightweight.
Very lightweight. It gives the midshaft and ends protection, as well as not weighing it down like Erin said, like the creams do. So mousse, evenly distribute. I'm going to show you. Beautiful cream. I know. Look at that. On your hands, in between your fingers, on the backs.
Very light.
It smells so good.
Smells good. It's not sticky.
Good. It's not sticky. And then you run it through your hair. So
midshaft to ends.
Roots are taken care of by the Active. Mousse, distributed evenly. Ends in midshaft and ends. Hair is protected. Blow dry. Beautiful volume.
Kira has a client who uses a root lifter, but she was not using anything to protect her midshaft and ends, and she had great volume, but the ends were compromised because it wasn't protected by any heat. So
showing some signs.
It's good to protect the ends.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Another myth. Conditioner weighs my hair down, therefore I don't use it.
Yes. No.
Do you know what that means? That means your hair is super dry.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Ladies, you always need moisture, no matter what. Finding the right conditioner, on the other hand, is going to maybe take you a little bit more time.
It's true.
But it's definitely worth the search because, again, you're getting exposure from the sun, your blow dryer, the wind, general elements. You still want that
your hands through
properties.
it.
Yeah.
Most people who wear hair like down in natural are feeling it in some way all the time.
I touch my hair all the time. It's annoying.
Oh my gosh, all the time. She does this a lot, right, with her tails.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you see? Yep. Did you see the hump?
She smooths that down. Yeah. A lot of people, almost everyone, behind the ears.
Yes.
Behind the ears. So it's getting touched, it's getting pushed, it's getting pulled. It is.
Just happens.
Conditioner is a necessity. So you know, lightweight conditioner, some kind of balm.
Mm-hmm.
Will
even
always
a leave-in.
work for you. Yeah, a leave-in conditioner that you spray in after your shower.
Mm-hmm.
Easy breezy, but you need conditioner, ladies. Everyone needs conditioner.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
Preach on. Preach on. Preach on.
Do you want to go back to agenda item number 1?
Agenda item number 1. Fine hair versus thinning hair.
What is the difference?
Today we are discussing fine hair, which are people who are born with hair that is not as dense as others. Thinning hair, on the other hand, is a totally different story. Thinning hair because you're aging, thinning hair because you're on some kind of medication or having some kind of like medical procedures going on and things like that. That is one thing. You maybe shouldn't have certain hairstyles if you are a woman with thinning hair. And by thinning, you almost mean you can see scalp through the hair. We don't recommend somebody with thinning hair for them to grow it out really, really long, because then it's even more obvious that their hair is thinning. But that is not the same as fine or thinner hair. How's that?
You're great.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think you covered it. You got it all. I don't need to add anything.
Now, this is a little like snack on the side.
Right.
Okay. You didn't hear it from us, but if your hair is fine and you want some volume and you would use a root lifter and use some mousse, but it doesn't really give you what you want, some people may say, me especially, that if you color your hair, especially bleach it, maybe some highlights, maybe some PC panels, because that bleach is expanding the cuticle in order to drag all that melanin out, the cuticle doesn't quite contract the same. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit plumper. Plumper hair means more volume. Yes. So sometimes, a little bit of damage might be okay.
Maybe going orange. Maybe that's,
Kira gets a lot of volume with her compromised hair.
It's true.
Now, we don't recommend totally compromising everything. No. But, if you want a couple of pieces on the top or in the crown, in order to kind of plump up that cuticle the old chemical way, it might be beneficial.
Absolutely. Notes on the side.
We didn't hear it from us. Nope. And that concludes episode 6 of Backroom Basics. Please stay tuned for episode 7, where we're going to be discussing one of our favorite topics, pushing your boundaries. But we won't give you any details on that.
You have to wait and see.
Please tune in to As the Curl Turns, www.asthecurlturns.com. For As the Curl Turns, Kira Frost, I'm Erin Lopez, and we will see you next time on another installment of cue dorky music, As the Curl Turns.